Buen dia, beloved. Feel led to record this message. What was interesting is I normally would have recorded it in my PJs or whatever. I'm really trying to push past trying to create I want to say a facade, a mask, a persona. There you go. That's what I'm hearing. Thank you, Spirit. Behind these YouTube videos, so that in the future I'm not feeling then encaged, I'm hearing, and trapped by that culture where if I don't look a certain way or portray myself in a certain way, then I can't make a video. Yeah, I'm being brought to mind. I watched this young lady, I think it was on TikTok or something like that, and you know, she reminded me of those TikToks or those videos where people, are switching up their outfits and portraying different characters, maybe jumping up and down, sticking their tongue out, I'm just seeing monasteria. That's a word like in Spanish that means, I guess I just heard buffoonery, right? There's a lot, and that's not me saying or judging them, right? It's really creative. It's very artistic. I think it's beautiful if you can, act and I think I'm thinking of like Martin Lawrence and all the different characters he portrayed. I'm thinking, but see, then I heard, but you've seen his breakdown, right? But it's not because of the skill. Is because of maybe the exertion, the overexertion, all that it takes to portray all those different masks. So now remove it from an actor who's getting paid for that to just a normal Joe like you and I, where we daily are putting on, so I wake up in the morning, I'm mom, then to get the kids ready, right? Well, not anymore, but that was the mask. Then drop them off at school, then pull out the road rage mask, right? To try to get through traffic in the morning, or maybe that morning it wasn't road rage mask. So like, I need to woosah before I get into this job. Then when I get to the job, throw on the work mask, right? Because now I'm an employee. I can't cuss. I can't act in a certain specific way because each employment or anything has a certain code of conduct, code of ethics. So I have to follow those there. Then at lunch, if I'm going to a restaurant to dine with somebody or to eat out for lunch or whatever, there's etiquettes and code. So it's like there's mask after mask after mask, and then you come back home, and then I'm hearing like if you're not able to tap into the authentic you. So for example, if you do go out to lunch, if you're going out with coworkers, the mask stays on, right? But let's say that you choose to meet up with your girlfriend. She works not too far from you, or he works not too far from you, so you decide to partner up and go to lunch together. At that point, you should be able to take off the mask and be your authentic self. If you are in friendships, I'm hearing that you can't be yourself or be vulnerable and be authentically you, then they're really not friendships, because, well, they are, but they're not friends with the real you. And you possibly not friends with the real them, right? And then I'm hearing, and what the issue becomes with that is exhausting. And it's unfair. It's a self-betrayal, right? To always don a mask. I'm hearing, and I know I did it, right? Always shape shifting. Now it's interesting because I feel like I'm going off. Spirit saying, no, you're not. Just do as I tell you. I went to take my dog for his normal morning walk, and he usually doesn't want to come back in the house. And I have to coerce him normally with like, come on, let's go. EAT, because if I say it, he's going to think that I'm saying for him to do that, and I don't want to pause the video to do that. And wallahi, like, all of a sudden, he's pulling me across the street to hurry up and go into the house. And that's very unlike him. Very, very unlike him. Again, he's usually pulling in the opposite direction. So at first I found it strange, but then something said, he senses something. Let's go. I mean, and he did it all the way up to the front door. And even at the front door, when I tried to, because you seen the anxiety, he tries to like shake it off. So I tried to rub him, but he was like, no, let's go in. We went in the house. And even when we came in the house, he then began to like look through the door pane, window pane, and bark. But there was no one out there. No one, nothing or no one to be seen with the physical eye. But then I was told there was something out there, and I immediately grabbed my sage and, went to my altar and of course, first and foremost, the La ilaha illallah, and, cleansed and, but then I was led to do this reading. I'm sorry, I don't even know why. You see, it's like the words are hard to come out. Like I'm pausing a lot, and I'm almost about to stutter. And I'm very communicative. Like I'm verbose. Like I can talk for days. So that's interesting. And I'm hearing, well, no, tell it right. You can talk for days with those you're comfortable with, but your throat chakra has been blocked for many years. Confirmation. Yeah. So from speaking on certain topics, like something like that, where you would be deemed crazy or into, voodoo or witchcraft or something, because you want to sage your home and you would believe that there was some type of, I don't know what I'm hearing, sentient being, spiritual, something, energy that was felt by your animal. And then that brings me to yesterday. Well, no, I think I don't want to share other people's information, but animals are, and children, I'm hearing, are very keen. They're not as obscured. Their intuition is still very raw. It hasn't been, I almost wanted to say purged. Wow. And now I got a vision of like on Little Mermaid, Ariel, when her voice was being taken out of her, right? But instead of the voice, it's your intuition. They say it is your little Jiminy Cricket, your little voice being purged out of you, where you doubt it so much that you look to external validation all the time, into personas, mask after mask, to live out your existence. And you're an empty shell because you disembodied yourself. Wow, that's deep. And I get it, because when I began to do my shadow work, I saw and I heard things like that, and I remember calling, like Isis with Horus, remembering myself, right? I was cut up into pieces for an array of reasons, trauma events and things of that nature. But I guess when I just said it like that in a mouthful, it's just deep, right? But then I turned on the TV because I was going to turn on YouTube in the background and throw on a gospel song that I started hearing, and I thought that it would be appropriate to be playing, lowly in the background as I begin the video. It's called "He's Preparing Me." He's getting me ready for the warfare, right? That's the verse that, and he says, "Put on the whole armor of God," right? I think he's quoting Ephesians 6 in that song. I don't know. I'm pausing again because I've tried to think of his name, Donald, because it's not Donald Lawrence or McClurkin. Is anyway. He's preparing me, and the song is talking about how the trials and tribulations are preparing you, and the reason for the preparation is for this warfare, right? And on the and in this warfare, you're going to be on the front line. And on the front line, the enemy will throw its grenades. It'll try to make you stumble. It'll try to make you fall, right? This is the whole chorus part right there. And that's the one that was coming to mind. But as I turned on the TV, I was told, what the movie that is on, or the show or whatever, is setting up the theme. And when I turned it on, it was Spider-Man, I believe, 2. And it was with Tobey Maguire, I'm being told. I don't know how I remembered his name like that. And it was the scene where the son of the Green Goblin finds out that Peter was the one, is Spider-Man, and thinks that he's the one that killed his dad. And when I hit info to just read the little clip as to how they surmise this Spider-Man, it was talking about Black Venom, right? How this, but it said it took his vengeful side of his ego, right? Because at first I'm like, well, why would you say darkness is evil? Because for me, darkness is not evil. Let me explain. I hear like Kevin Hart. So for example, the seed gets planted in the dark soil. It sees nothing. It's pure darkness in there, but yet this beautiful oak tree, flower, whatever, grows and blossoms from it. A child, you as a human, when you're in the womb, you're in complete utter darkness. It is darkness, right? I'm thinking of when we interpret Genesis and the people of that time, when they're trying to interpret like this creation, what some call the Big Bang Theory, whatever you want to call it, but it emerged out of this darkness, right? What seemed to be, when I think of one of my spirit animals, the crow or the raven, which began to call outside my window shortly after BK became, acted that way. BK is the name of my dog for Brooklyn. He, if you really look at a black crow or it's so black and beautiful that it shimmers, it illuminates like the sky too, at night. So anyway, so for me, and then when I go into my shadow, when I begin to go into my subconscious, when I began to unearth what needed to be unearthed to heal what at first, because my subconscious protected me. It put all these memories there. This is the way I see it, as a protection mechanism. Because when you go through trauma, sometimes you either come out of your body or you repress it so much because your mentality or your nervous system, all of it can't take it at that time. So it's a self-protection mechanism, right? Until hopefully you are able to deal with it, right? And when you are ready. So it was very intentional of me to go in and begin to unearth some of that trauma so that I could heal my inner, what I would call my inner child. And I had to go into that darkness. But, now I'm thinking of like Persephone, or anybody that goes into the underworld, right? And she's in the underworld for 6 months, and then she comes above for 6 months. She's still Persephone when she comes up above the 6 months, and spring happens and all this beautiful growth happens. Yet she was just in 6 months in what most people demonize as the darkness, as the underworld. Now, am I saying that I don't believe that there isn't entities kind of like, or energy similar to the movie Spider-Man tries to emulate in talking about the Black Venom, right? But it talks about the ego and revenge and things of that nature. So I do believe that when we get into that energy, that's when it can be very evil and dark. And yeah, there is darkness. And just like, a sage stick or out Florida water, because I pulled it all out. It has energy from hundreds and hundreds of years of people believing in it and infusing it. So does in any type of energy. So jealousy, ego, you know what I mean? So yeah, it could be a very ugly, powerful thing. So I was a little conflicted at first when it was like, well, what do you mean about the darkness? You know how I feel about the darkness. But it was like, no, this is the darkness that comes from the ego, that comes from fear, that comes from, the egoic side of us, right? And that's the venom. That's the venom. And then I go upstairs to use the ladies' room, and my towel, and I heard the crows cawing, and I heard they're protecting. And then they were intense, like right outside my house. And then I began to hear them fading. And I literally got a vision of the energy being called at by the crows to leave, interestingly enough. And then when I looked at the towel, just my regular hanging, it's a towel in my bathroom, to dry your hands. And I saw an owl. Then I saw it shift into a sloth. Then I saw it shift into a tiger, what seemed to be some cat-like. And at first when I saw the owl, I thought, oh, that's one of my spirit animals, protection. But then what I heard was shapeshifter. That energy can shapeshift. So that's the theme today. And based on that, now they're wanting me to also say, when I say they, I'm talking about my ancestors and spirit guides. I'm hearing be clear about that. There's no hocus pocus here. I don't know why they needed to, but for whoever needed to hear that, right? And this is of love and light, I'm hearing, right? God is present here. God is present here. The one, the la ilaha illallah, yeah. And I had this sense of urgency where I wanted to just hurry up and get the video and sit down, because I'm not going to lie. Right now I'm recording this, but usually I'm out for my walk. My dog is waiting for, because I'll take him out to relieve himself, but then we go for our walk, which is about a 5-mile walk. And then I want to get to the gym, and then I want to be home before noon because, I have work tomorrow. I have to go to that 9 to 5 that I have. So I want to kind of chillax from like 12 on, so that it doesn't feel like, I just did all this work on Sunday and then bam, I'm back at the work week. But they intentionally slowed me down. They were like, no, get out your pajamas, just throw on, a little cami dress. Okay, nothing, special. I'm like, I'm not doing my hair, you know what I mean? This is it with the, I washed it last night and it dried, and this is it. But then it was like, no, go upstairs, use the bathroom, no, go upstairs, doing a little bit of moisturizer on your lips. It was intentionally making me slow down. It wanted me to slow down. And that may be significant for somebody. I mean, slow down, slow down. Is that an MC Light song? I don't know, it's a rap song. And it's interesting, I think it told me to slow down because I became anxious when I saw him get anxious about whatever energy he felt. And like I said, I began to sage, and then it was slow down. Like the reading couldn't start until I heard the fading of the crows, right? Almost like to say, wait till the energy is removed. And then when I opened up my windows in the bedroom, because, sage, you want to open up windows and clear the energy out. There was a whole little tribe of birds on my front lawn. And when I opened up the window, they all flew, came up. Kind of like in the movies, we see all those pigeons go up. That's what happened. And it didn't scare me, but it was like, whoa. It was actually quite beautiful. I heard it was protection. There's something about feathers and wings. I see them as a fanning, as a clearing, right? So yeah, I mean that's where we're coming into this reading. That's the premise. That's the basis for it. My own personal reasons is, this would fulfill my goal for the week, because I am starting, or have started, the 12-week year is a book. A concept that is not new, a concept that I understand very well in terms of creating habits and knowing that. And when I say it's not new to me, because I think of Narcotics and Alcoholics Anonymous, where they tell you 90 meetings in 90 days, you know what I mean? So there is this knowledge out there that in order to replace old thoughts and old behavior patterns and implement new ones, And for them to ground, it will take approximately, some say 66, but some say just to solidify it, 90. So they're not coming up with anything new, but it's just beautiful the way they broke it down to try to help you dissect it into more pieces, because it's true, we kind of tend to try to, make a plan for the year and kind of lose the sense of urgency, right? So this says, don't save her, him, she, he, don't want to be saved. It's their sacred space, their choice, free will, subconscious to conscious. Adam, where art thou? Only when ready. Again, it's only a Again, it's only a problem if it's a problem for them. Unless it's a problem for them, it does not matter if it's a problem for you. And I remember when I wrote this card out. So just to say don't save. So the first part is don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Don't save her. And it comes from a little joke in my family where I took my nieces and nephews to a camping ground and they were in the pool, and one of my nieces went all the way to the bottom, like to a corner, and her sister, who's younger than her, went down there thinking she might have needed help because she didn't come right back up. And I guess when she went down there, her sister told her, no, like, I'm good, go ahead. So she came up, and when she popped up, she said, don't save her. She don't want to be saved. And we all cracked up, right? But there are people like that, right? That we could see the danger that they're in, kind of like BK. Interesting, I'm hearing. He sensed the danger. I couldn't see it with my physical eye, but he did. And he warned. Well, I wanted to be saved. I left him, right? I followed suit, right? But there are, so I'm hearing, use this example. So for example, if someone is on drugs in your family, you could want to save them all you want, and you could want them to get clean, and you could want the best for them. Or if someone is a repeated recidivism, right? Always in and out of jail. Or even as a parent, sometimes you'll see your child making a decision, or that is going to have some consequences, because you're old enough to know, you've been through it, you've seen what the consequences and repercussions are, and you try to save them, but they don't listen to you, right? And some of it is egoic, and some of them is just, no, that's a lesson they have to learn, right? And when we try to prevent people from learning those lessons, then we become enablers, and we stifle them, and we stunt them, and we then frustrate ourselves. Again, I know all too well, I've done it over and over again until, I finally, kind of got this concept, right? And then, but what was so beautiful about the revelation on this day was, I never thought of it about, it's their sacred space. Right? For me, it was always, it's a problem, but it's a problem because I'm looking at it, although I'm saying I want to save them, I want the pain that their actions is causing me to stop, to be quite honest. That's the real issue at the root. And that's not to say that, no, I don't love that person. I do. That's at the root too. But I want the pain to stop 9 times out of 10, or the disturbance, or the annoying, whatever, the frustration that is being caused to me. So it's not all this selfless, I don't know why I'm being told. Yeah, you have to say that. And see, it's interesting. I talked about shadow work going from subconscious to conscious, because here it says it's subconscious to conscious, right? And then Adam, where art thou? That's a question that, according to the Christian canon, the Bible, they indicate that, was it Elohim? No, I think he was Yahweh at this time. That God asked Adam, where art thou? And, you makes you think, wait a minute, God, how are you asking Adam where he at? You God, you know everything. That don't make no sense. Make it make sense to me. But it's, and what I was told when I asked that question, it was, oh, I know where he's at. I need him to know where he's at. So the question is really not for me. The question is for him. It's called Socratic questioning, right? Where it makes you critically think, right? And reflect on your own, right? And I'm hearing, which this society doesn't want you to do. They want you to become robots and just duplicate, emulate, you know what I mean? Regurgitate, memorize, right? I don't know. I'm seeing robots now, like, right? I am a Martian. I don't know where that's coming from, but and the reason why subconscious to conscious, because it has to be an internal process. I have to go into that, because only I can answer why I'm on drugs, or why I keep recidivating, or why I made the choice that I made in this decision, knowingly that it would have consequences that can affect me and impact me in not such a pleasant manner. So interesting. This is and again, it's only a problem. It's a problem for them, and that was a hard one for me to understand, because again, you could see the problem clear as day, but unless they see it, unless the individual sees it as a problem, they're not going to correct it. And then again, I'm going back to Narcotics or Alcoholics Anonymous. One of the first rules is surrendering and admitting that you have a problem, right? That's the first step, I believe, is surrendering. I've hit rock bottom, and I say, yo, I have a problem, right? And until the person can own that, there's no amount of pleading, begging, buying, wooing, cooing, bullying. I don't care. I'm hearing it won't work. So that's interesting. That's interesting. I normally take 3 of these to kind of break it down, but because of time, we're already 26 minutes in, and I didn't even, so I'm just going to leave that. I am going to look at the bottom. Anansi story, spider Ashanti, and Ashanti spiders, uniquely Jamaican, obey a magic, ward off misfortune, patois, or that's the language, or cause harm. See, now that's interesting, because when I saw the shapeshifter and I was reminded that that energy is a shapeshifter, I heard trickster, right? And in these cultures, right, they'll see Anansi, the spider, as a trickster, Legba as a, no, not Legba. Is it Papa Legba too? But Elewa, right? It's childlike energy that also likes to play tricks, right? It's a trickster energy. But in this sense, I heard to cause harm, right? But Anansi's story served as a form of self-expression, retaliation to suppression, yearning for freedom, and cultural preservation, even after 1838 emancipation of all slaves in British colonies. And then I have in quote, I know what you is, you playing trick pon me. And this was the Anansi stories, the author of them is Pamela Coleman Smith, interestingly enough, the artist of the Rider-Waite Smith tarot deck. People just say Rider-Waite, but it's Rider-Waite Smith. At the time she was a woman, and then a black woman, so she wasn't given any credit, but she is the one that drew all those illustrations on the deck of that tarot deck. And they used to call her Pixie. Asheo, sister, thank you so much. So that's interesting. So we go from Don't Savor, we're talking about this energy, and then we're reminded of Anansi's stories. But that's powerful. They served as a form of self-expression, retaliation to suppression, right? Retaliation to suppression, the suppression of what? What you suppressed in your subconscious is going to come out. And that's the thing. We think of we think of this shadow as this negative thing that needs to be excommunicated. And what it is the real you crying out, saying, I don't want no more mask. I don't want to play this facade anymore. You know what I'm saying? This shit fugazi. Like, I don't want it. You know what I mean? I'm here. I will not be ignored. You know what I mean? I will not be suppressed. You know what I'm saying? It's like we become the colonizer, right? To our own soul, our own essence. And it wants to come out. It wants to be free. Now, how that's correlated, because I'm telling you, my dog was scared. scared, 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 scared. Like scared. Whatever he saw, whatever happened, shook the ish out of him. And then again with Venom, that was a very distorted darkness. So maybe there's a trying to make a distinction. You know, we'll see with the tarot cards. And then I'm hearing this is a test. This is only a test. This is a test from the emergency broadcast system. Right? Because I'm hearing, I know what you is. You playing trick pon me. Right? Interesting. Now, because the crows were the ones, so I heard let the crows talk. That's what I heard. The crows want to talk. Let them crows talk. Now, this is a deck by Edgar Allan Poe. Interesting. Now, if you know anything about Edgar Allan Poe, not to claim that I'm a expert on him, but most of his stories were written to counterattack. I just heard. The colonists, the British, not the British, but the what would be called the colonizers, in the sense that, okay, back up, they're saying, wait. So his stories would point out to those people who thought they were la creme of la creme, that they were better than everybody, that they were better than Edgar. He would use his stories to point out, to reveal that the real ignorant ones were them, that they were the buffoons, right? And they were too high on their high horse, or too much into their ego to even see it. You know, in their mind, we're la creme of la creme. And he would, like, you know, now I'm hearing like a Cornel West, or a Richard Pryor, a Red Fox, anybody that would take like comedy or satire, or and you know, because I always found that interesting that particularly people of privilege would pay these people to insult them, literally, or, you know, it's not so much insult them, but to tell them about themselves to their face, right? And I don't know, I'm hearing is the guilt within them, not for everybody, but yeah, is the guilt. You know, yeah, I'm hearing, I knew someone that said that to me when they, tell me about myself. It was like he was asking me for that, as almost like he needed that form of punishment or something to subdue him, or to, you know, I'm hearing now, appease or ease the demonic energy, or that egoic that, you know, becomes so dark that it envelops. Right? Because it's not supposed to envelop you. You know, shadow and light are supposed to be balanced. When one is over the other, it's effed up either way. Right? Yeah, because if you're all shining light and rainbows, people would eat your a-hole, I just heard. Ew, I know that was kind of graphic, excuse me. But yeah, when you too sugary and sweet, the ants will come upon you. Right? They try to trick you. Yes. Right? And I've been there too, you know. Interesting. So, Edgar Allan Poe, interesting. This one wanted to stay behind the Ten of Pentacles. I'll just show it, but I'm putting it back in the deck. Yeah. And it was because of his own story too. I think he was seen as less than, or felt, you know, based on his background and stuff like that as well. So, let's see. What do the crows want to tell us regarding this message? Please and thank you. What do the crows, you know, specifically my crow spirit that want to, okay. Ace of Wands. Right? What's interesting is one wand, but there seems to be 4 books open. And I love, I don't know why I wanted to say that, but I love that it's a round table discussion. There's something about equality now, right? As opposed to hierarchical, you know, me in front of the person and dictating, or lecturing over them. This table, when it's round like that and these contracts are around like that, it causes, it even sets the environment, I'm hearing, at an equal leveling plane, right? Because it's inviting for everyone, and then we all looking at each other. You know, it's not like this, you know. So a new idea, a new concept, new information, a passionate information. I don't know why I'm all of a sudden snapping my fingers. And then I'm hearing it like magic, right? You know, now I'm seeing, like, you know how some of the TikToks, they'll come out to you and she might look like this, like I look now. And then she goes, and then she turns glamorous or whatever. But there's something about quick. So it's quick energy. I mean, and I'm being drawn to the flame on the candle. I don't know if it'll focus. But it's not only lit, but look, it sets, I don't know if you do candles, if you do candle work or candle magic, and watch the candle, you will see sometimes it flickers and it moves. And there's different interpretations to that. So the candle, yeah, there's something about me. And now, I don't know, for some scripting, right? These are all books open with ink pen and ready, right? Ready to write, to take notes. Let's see. Here it goes. Hey, come here. Sit down. It's okay. He heard a dog outside and he wants to act tough. Like this is his neighborhood. Thank you, Coach. Thank you, baby. Thank you so much. What messages? What about this? 3 of Cups. 3 of Cups. Go lay down. Go lay down. No. Go lay down. Nothing is a coincidence. Interesting. And it began right as I began to shuffle again in this 3. Again, look at, this is a masquerade ball. I just saw it. Look, all 3 of these chicks have masks, and everyone in the background. Oh, and look, pay attention. Look at this one back there. I don't know if you can see him. Interesting. Now, what I find interesting is that all of them are masked except for this one. Yet the internal body of this one is like a skeleton. So I'm being told that's like a spirit realm thing. They don't notice him because he's not human. He's not seen by the normal eye. He's perceived or sensed, but through intuition. Nose itching, confirmation. Now again, we have 4 books here on this table with this new idea. There's only 3 chicks there, and this 4th one is this entity. I mean, there's more people, but that's the one that stands out. Oh, interesting. I didn't see that till just now. There seems to be this woman. See her? Looking. And I don't know if she could see him or if she's just an onlooker to these 3 women. I don't know if the camera can pick that up, but yeah, I can see her face like she's just coming into the party, or, well, no, that's not a doorway there, is it? No. Maybe she's approaching these 3 women. Let's keep going. I don't know, because all kinds of things are coming to mind. Because now I just heard it's like, and I don't want to say it until the Hierophant. Something has been awakened. Something has been unearthed. Right? And this is a mummy from Egypt. Right? Something that has been laying dormant for a long time. So now I'm hearing some new, and then the Hierophant is what? Is a teacher of some sort. And I'm just saying, it's alive, it's alive, it's alive. It has been risen from the dead. It has come back. Because the storyline that then I began to get, to receive, right? So there's this new idea that would require these 4 people at this table. This woman is coming towards these 3 women who she believes would be the 3 that, in her, but there's this spirit presence there that although it looks dark, because he does not have a mask around his eyes, on his face, is almost standing as an intercession, as like blocking that connection. And then it comes up as this, so something, maybe an ancestor of yours, something from the past, some type of spirit guide, some type of ascended master is intervening from you getting in cahoots with, or starting a new beginning, new contracts, right? You would be signing things. Once you script it, that's it, right? It manifests. Yeah, now I'm hearing God blocked it, right? Yeah, but she even has on the mask. So yeah, so something new could not come about and be manifested because it would have been manifested from this premise of masking, where you and then the other 3 people all were masked up. Again, remember how I said if you're friends with somebody, or even if in a partnership, or even going into business with somebody, if you're wearing this mask, then you're really not going into business with the real person, right? I'm being told to share that. So I recently took a trip to Mexico. To be honest, I went there to see what my spirit would say and how it would resonate in terms of relocating there possibly. And one of the avenues that presented itself to me was an individual, and I won't say much about it, about that person. But this individual presented herself as a medium to it, right? Like that's what she does. She helps people, particularly of color, to with that transition. She portrayed herself on social media and even created this whole group as doing these things and running workshops and healing things and stuff, even on the side. But when I got there was a whole nother, it wasn't what she presented. What she presented was this false mask, right? But the intuition, right, that I was able to see right through her, right? But through Zoom and through social media, my throat wants that, they don't want me to say this, it was obscured. I couldn't tell, right? So I'm being told to tell somebody, watch, and it's pretty harsh the way they want to say it, whoever this guy, watch who the fuck you messing with, or who you ready to jump in bed with, or who, and that can be like a literal bed, like sex, or like a metaphorical bed, like a partnership or anything. Watch what you about to sign, right? Watch what you're being invited to. Don't believe the hype. Don't. That's right. What's that EP? Now here's what I want y'all to do for me. Don't believe it. That's right. That's Flavor Flav. So yes. Right? And then for me, more personally, I'm hearing that's the purpose of of unearthing, right? Of going into the subconscious to bring it up to the conscious, to really portray and be authentically who you are. And the more authentic you are, the more you will vibrate to people who are authentic like you as well, because they're doing the work too, right? And then I'm saying energy matches energy. That energy that was out there, my dog said, I'm not about that life. I don't fucks with that energy. We don't. You here, we's moving, right? Anything else? Okay, that was quick. The Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, so if you were in that mode, so now I'm hearing, yeah, it's a transition, it's a level up, right? It's a new shedding of skin, right? The snake sheds. I didn't know. I think it's like on a yearly basis, all the time, whenever it needs to get new skin, right? And people have a problem with that, right? People will say to you, oh, you've changed, like you did something wrong. Well, yeah, I did. I hope I do. I hope I continue to change and evolve. You know what I mean? But people, that's messy for some of us. That's too inconvenient. That's too mythical, too mysterious, right? It's for most people, they think it's easier to have, if I'm Republican, then that's my box. That's the box I fit in. And once I tell you that, you've already, size me up and put me in and think you know me, right? Based on, oh, I'm Christian, I'm whatever, right? Because those labels come so inundated, like, right? So packed, right? With so much that you kind of, I'm hearing your ego, the ego of another person feel like, oh, all right, I know them then. If they're saying they're Christian, I already know what Christians think like, what they look like, how they act, blah, blah, blah. If they say they Republican, Democratic, or whatever labels we have, right? And I'm hearing mask off. No, don't label me. I'm who the fuck I want to be. I don't know. I might be Christian today and Muslim tomorrow. I don't know. And then Buddhist the next day. I don't know. But that's my business, right? I have a choice, free will, right? And it's my sacred space, right? I choose, I decide, right? Now, you don't have to fuck with me, right? To you, you may think I'm too inconsistent or too flighty or whatever. Okay, then don't F with me, right? We don't have to go into contract together, right? If we're not like-minded, right, then why? There's no need. It's all good. I'm not supposed to be everybody's cup of tea. You know what I'm saying? Some people like, I don't know why I'm about to say huckleberry. Some like chamomile. Some like, ginger. Some like lemon. You know what I mean? I don't know. But when we mask up, we force it, and then we wonder why the venture doesn't succeed. And then we wonder why in the middle of that venture, now I heard When Things Fall Apart, the book. I've been told to read that book quite some time, and I haven't yet. But, right? And if I'm not mistaken, it's his story of how, all he underwent. Now I'm hearing, yeah, but sometimes things have to fall apart and die and then be resurrected. But now it's being resurrected with like this knowledge, this understanding. Like I learned that lesson, right? Hence why then it's so beautiful to then this Wheel of Fortune to come out, right? The wheel, look at them crows around. That's so beautiful. And the why can't I get the beetle? It's something, dung beetle, scarab. But what's so interesting about that, they revered it because it would roll its dung up and bury it in the sand. And it was almost like, I hope I'm not messing this up, but this recreation of, again, going into this darkness, digging it, and then the sun arising the next day, right? So there is this sense of, I have to go under to then come back up, right? Authentically me, right? And in the process, I might not be able to save everybody, the her or the hims that I love. It's if they don't want to be saved, if they're not ready to go on this unmasking journey with me, right? And that's hard, especially when it's somebody you love and you feel like you have to leave them behind, because I'm from the clan, no one left behind, right? I come from this Puerto Rican culture where it was like we family, which is interesting. It was so ingrained in me in my individual household family, meaning I heard it, I guess, by my dad majority. Like, this is a family, what's done in this house stays in this house. You're the oldest, you protect your little sisters. Family is family. But then the entire family didn't really flow that way. We wasn't this close-knit family, you know what I mean? That's another story. Nevertheless, that family concept was ingrained in me to where, I prided myself on these fake badges of honor of like, I'm ride or die for my family. And I was dying. Obviously, I did die. And had to be resurrected. That gone it, Because when people are in their mask energy or in their stuff and they're not dealing with their subconscious and they're going from their ego, they're making choices. And yeah, it's no bueno, I heard. It isn't. It's no, and it becomes a whole masquerade, a charade, right? Look, everybody in there masked up. That's what I'm saying. And that was Edgar's way of like, pointing them out, right? Saying like, it's a charade, man. Y'all frauding. Everybody frauding. The whole room. The aristocrats are frauding, right? Interesting. I'm feeling led to go to my ancestors that I just want to ask. Any last messages from the crows? Because they said they wanted to talk. That flipped. Which was it, Mama? I just heard immediately when I saw this card, victory is mine. Victory is mine. Victory today is mine. I told the devil, get thee behind. Victory today is mine. Oh, when the saints come marching in. Oh, when the saints come. And I just got my whole crown chakra is just now, it's lit up like, it's tingling. Spidey senses is tingling. Spider-Man, ha ha ha. Oh, my ancestors got jokes. Right? And it's and I'm hearing victorious, right? Biggie Small. Yeah. The wheel has shifted and it has been victorious. And then this is what's so beautiful I just heard. Because it went from victory is mine, right? To just me, mine. I'm hearing that, those birds, the seagulls in Nemo, Finding Nemo. To, no, look. He's leading in a whole crowd of people that are also unmasked. Just heard hallelujah. Confirmation, right, BK? What you doing, boy? What you doing? Come here. Let me kiss. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi to the people. Yeah, I love you so much. Mommy love you so much. Yeah. You want mommy to rub you, right? Yeah. You want mommy to rub you? Yeah, I know. You should see his tail. It's wagging 100 miles a minute. Don't knock my cards off the table, Chief. It's okay. It's okay. You're a good boy. You're a good boy. You mommy good boy. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi to the camera. Say hi. Yeah. Go lay down. Go lay down. It's okay. Go lay down. Go lay down, BK. So yeah, look at how beautiful that is. He's marching in, because that's the Six of Wands, victory, doing his victory dance, and he's bringing in a whole crowd behind him. And the ancestors called y'all saints, right? And when I think of saints, I'm thinking of like the Catholic saints. What do? Like they revere them, right? They make candles out of them, going back to the candle, right? But there is people who have been honored and been sainted because of the great work that they did, right? The way they impacted that community they were in, the world in some kind of way, right? So this unmasking is so powerful that not only will it impact and change your life, but look, the lives of many, because others will also then follow suit and unmask and dare to be their authentic great selves. And I don't know, this is an hour, but I feel like I could literally end it right there and not pull any more tarot for any reason. I mean, because what more beautiful than that, right? And you need that on this journey, right? Because when you're on it to do this work, it's hard and it can be lonely. Because, you know, when I began to unmask and really look at the people that were around me that were masked up, I knew, you know, oh, wow, half of them, I didn't even want their company. And that's not, you know, trying to act like I'm better than them, but we're not vibing. I'm not even, you know, the real me doesn't even really want to do that activity or be at that place, or I don't, the real me doesn't truly enjoy those things. I just did it to numb or to, you know, to get by, to fit in, right? To not be lonely, right? But I learned that there's a difference between being alone and being lonely. And I learned to be with myself, and I found out I'm pretty dope. Right? I'm pretty fucking dope, right? And that's the thing. If you don't want to be saved, right? They say don't save her, she don't want to be saved. I needed to want it to be saved. I needed to want to save myself from my own mask, right? To unmask and to be authentically me, to respect me, to love me, to value my self-worth, you know, to be alone with me, right? You know, to take me to the movies, to take me out to dinner, which I did this Valentine's Day. I took myself to a nice little restaurant. I was the lady in red. I got all dressed up real cute. You know what I mean? I was looking good, smelling good. And made a reservation for one on Valentine's Day. And there was couples around me. And I literally sat next to a couple, an older couple. You know, older meaning salt and pepper gray couple. That looked beautiful together, right? And I won't lie, for that moment when I looked at them, I'm like, yo, I want that. Because I do. I don't, you know, I'm not trying to be, my sainthood ain't for being a nun. Let's put it that way. That's not where I'm trying to take it. But it still felt good that I was able to still enjoy my meal and enjoy Valentine's Day by myself. And not feel like, oh, woe is me, you know. And then I took myself to the movies afterwards, and I saw the Bob Marley movie, One Love, right? Which I love Bob Marley. Let me stop. It's a whole nother story. Yeah, something about interesting Jamaica Nancy story. It's something about that accent, that flow, that swerve. You throwing that reggae, boy, I promise you. That thing hit different. Look, I just got chills up my spine. Yeah, I got different kind of chills. Let me stop. But I'm being honest, right? Again, no mask. You know, I'm human. What? We're human. And, you know, I am going to click not for children. So we grown up in here, right? Up in this piece I heard. Listen, I'm not going to keep rubbing on you. No. Go lay down. Go lay. Go lay down. Go lay down. Go lay down. Stop being newsy. Ain't nobody talking to you outside. They talking to each other. Go lay down. Thank you. Go lay down. No. Go lay down. He really doesn't want to get out this reading. He said it's BK for life. All right. Live from Bedford-Stuyvesant, the livest one. That's where I'm from, Bedford-Stuyvesant. Do or die, best side. All my BKs out there. And I just got chills on that one too. Right? But that's where I learned to put on my mask. That's where I grew up. Interesting. And I'm not saying that has anything to do with BK. You know what I mean? But yeah, authentic as F, right? There's no need to mask up. Just be, you know, be me, be who we want to be. right? Yeah, I think that's it. I'm hearing pull an oracle card to close this out. And I'm hearing a rune. So now that we know we're victorious, right? And we're marching in, where are we marching? Where is we going, right? Where is we going? See, I got all wrapped up in that Jamaican. Oh, did y'all see that? I think I might have to rewind that and see that for myself. It came out, right? And you know, that's one of the next destinations I would like to visit is Jamaica. But they like, you ain't ready. You ain't ready. You gotta make sure you straight. You copacetic before you go there. Act wild on us. Tell us when you're a wild boy. You a wild boy. I don't know where that's coming from. Just got chills. Right? Just be you. Just know that there's nobody else out here like you. We need you to be you. Because only you can pull this in. You know, now, MC means move the crowd, right? Eric B. Right? And think about it. Each MC moves the crowd accordingly, right? Everybody ain't a Biggie fan. I don't see how you can't be, but whatever. I'm a bias, right? But, you know, we all got our MC that we follow. Or we fucks with. Right? So what room? I'm not gonna because I didn't really ask. So, but so Willow and I don't know. I'm hearing what I said. The ancestors be getting. Okay, I don't want no smoke. So Willow and Jera, and I'm probably mispronouncing this. Right? Now, I don't have the book, so I do apologize. So I'm just going to go. They're saying, no, just go straight by the imagery. And then people, you know, yeah, that's what this is about. It's not somebody doing all the work for you. You know, this is a participatory process I'm hearing. This is reciprocity, right? I'm exchanging energy, you exchange energy. So you look these up and you share in the comments what this is, right? And your interpretation, right? It'll help somebody else. Again, you move the crowd, you know, accordingly. You know, I can't do it like you and you can't do it like me. And we shouldn't want to, right? I don't want to replicate shit. I want to be authentically and courageously me, right? So Willow is the first one that hit me, and it's look. I don't know why I heard we're moving on up. Maybe it's because of this card here, the Jera. But I think it's beautiful. It's signifying travel, right? So now that, you know, you've helped all these people unmask, and look, it's the lucky card, right? He's throwing the lucky card out, right? This is bringing in good fortune and abundance. And, you know, good fortune and abundance isn't always monetarily, right? Even though the cards, you know, I'm hearing like poker, jack of spades, right? And I'm really struck that they all have a candle now with their own light being fired. Whereas here, with that other masking mentality, is only one candle, is limited to 4 people, is limited to this. I don't know, I'm hearing like dogma or scripting because it's repressed due to this masking, right? Whereas here, look, now that each one reach one, teach one. Right now I'm hearing that Ram Dass quote, we all walk each other home, right? Now they all each have their individual candle. It's not, again, remember, because I kept seeing this round table, not this hierarchical, like, you know, I'm the only one with the light, you know? Put them lighters up. And Brooklyn's gonna put them lighters up. That's Little Kim. And what's interesting is they all have this light. He doesn't even have the light. He has this cane where he's walking, and he threw the deck of cards. Like, que sera, sera, fa la 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 la, I don't know. But look, he's the victorious. Look at, he has on the cap with the green feather. Right? That's the symbolism. And it's very interesting. Look at his clothes compared to theirs. I don't know if you can see that. Right? Very bright. Red for passion, blue for throat chakra, gold, right? Green, heart chakra, gold, crown chakra. I'm hearing the illumined, enlightened one, right? Because he's just freeing them and letting them out. But the ultimate goal is for them to be the candle themselves. At this point, initially in the journey, they have to hold the candle up, right? That's to show their light. And it's burning, but it's a small light that just started, right? It just got lit, right? Like, put your light is up. I mean, I'm seeing a whole concert, right? Everybody putting it in the dark, lights go dark, and you just see that glimmer of that one light. But that's how it starts, to the point where then you become the light. You are the light. You are the light. It's shining in the dark. Oh, yeah, that song. Yes. Oh my God, who sings that song? You are the light. You are the light. And it's like reggae. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's something about that. Yes. I just got chills. You are the light. You are the light. And it's shining. I'm messing it up. If I remember the song, I'll put it in the comment. I do remember it. I gotta look it up. But that's a powerful song. When I was doing my shadow work, that song got me through on many a days, reminding me I am the light. Right? And yeah, and I'm hearing it's true. We become the walking Bible, the walking Quran, the walking Bhagavad Gita, the walking whatever you ascribe to. Right? You become that. And to the point where you don't gotta hold up. See, I got this light. No. People see it. The minute you, boom, guess who stepped in the room? Anything you want me to do, I'll do it. It's all up. Yeah. I think then Biggie sing the hook for them on that song. Okay, brother Biggie, Asheo, all mad love and respect, Brooklyn in the house. Get BK for life. But yeah, I'm hearing when you step in the room or in that area, that geography, that vicinity, that party, whatever it is, you know, think of the temperature, the thermostat. You set that environment. You set the temperature in there. It fucked people's head up, I heard. You know, and they mistake it. They think, oh, it's her smile or his smile initially. You know, I'm hearing because your smile lights up a room, right? But it's not the smile. It's the energy. It's how you're vibrating. And two things happen. Either some match your energy or they're repelled by your energy, right? That's it. And usually the ones that are repelled are the ones that refuse to be saved, to have the mask taken off. So don't take it personal. Man, don't take it personal. Take the bitter with the sweet. Right? Yeah, because it is bittersweet. That sometimes you have, you know, I'm hearing remorses, survivor's guilt, you know. Michelle Obama, our first lady, said it so beautifully. Right? And I forget her quote now. I wrote it down on one of my cards. But, you know, that you have this survivor's remorse, this survivor's guilt, because you want to take everybody with you, but you understand that you can't. But there's more of a chance of you helping those that you didn't take with you that didn't go with you initially when you go ahead and elevate and succeed, right? Because now you can maybe create programs. Maybe now you landed into more resources, right? More financial resources to then come back and maybe even set up programs and assist in more powerful ways, as opposed to not moving because you don't want to leave, right? And then it goes this to this Sawillo, right? This person chose to get in this and go on a journey, right? And then I'm there, me, myself, and I. That's another rap song. So this looks to be a masculine and feminine energy here. And it could be just you. Again, balancing out your masculinity and your femininity, your light and your shadow, right? Your yin and your yang. And daring to go out there and travel, metaphorically or literally. For me, it has been literally and metaphorically, right? To new environments, new places and spaces. Again, to acquire new perspective, different views, points of views. Then Jira is this older person, because I can't really tell if it's male or female. It looks kind of male, but then it can be female. The only reason why I say male because the jawline look a little strong, but there's this beautiful garden, and there's tomatoes and some other stuff and sunflowers, right? I just heard Oshun Asheo, right? But it's a beautiful garden space, right? And I mean, not for nothing, this is a rooftop garden. That's nice. Where you at? Where you at that you living like this? This is beautiful. The sun is shining. Them sunflowers is popping. This person looks pretty content, pretty peaceful, pretty relaxed. Right? And it goes full circle back to how I opened up, how, yeah, nose itching, planting those seeds, and look at the crops that sprout up, right? Very much to like this. This is what I'm saying. It's all a process. But what's undeniable is you have to go within. You have to go into the darkness, your darkness. And don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of the way you feel. I'm not the one who hurt you. It's real love. Yeah, that's that oldie, but a goodie. And yeah, you plant good seed, they'll grow. Right? I'm here. If you build it, the people will come. Right? That's from that movie. So those are the two runes. And now let's just get one oracle. Yeah, I'm at 113. This turned out to be longer than what I planned initially. But tell God, God is your plan, and watch him her laugh, right? It's not about what I plan. We're vessels, right? To allow our divinity to link up with this ultimate oneness, conscious divinity, and make it do what it do to bring a whole lot of people through. Okay, bars. I don't know why I just saw like Biggie laughing at me. I know I ain't a lyrical smith like you, brother. I'm just saying. I did have this rap when I was 11 years old. You couldn't tell me anything. No, I'm not saying it. Okay, just be you. See, this is about being cheesy and just being you and just going with them. So when I was a young girl, you know, I used to perform a lot. We said, you know, yeah, this is what kids did. And plus I did it like at school and my mom took me, so I just loved performing all the time. So I had came up with this little rap. We had to go to camp one day, and they wanted us all to like perform. So I did this little record. My name is Madeline, and this is true. Let me spell out my name for you. M is for marvelous, A is for alert, R is for righteous, I is for independent, L is for lovely, Y is for young, N is for neat, and that is me. I don't drink Bacardi at all those parties, and you know that for a true fact. And don't try to base with your messed up face, because it's a short T, the lady devastator. I make you feel hotter than a radiator. Ada. Now I got I can't believe I just did this. I'm going to clown the mess out of me. Oh, God. So, weeping wound, inner life, broken dreams came out. And I'm hearing that specifically in that order, right? Yeah, I'm hearing switch that right here. So it's 8, 23, and 43. And I'm hearing peep the progression, right? Is these weeping wounds, right? That you've been holding on to, that they're buried in our subconscious, right? And as a result of those weeping wounds, this is how we truly feel on the inside. Not the mask we portray. This is what we really feel. Because again, when you're not authentic, your dreams are broken because you're living out other people's dreams, not your dreams. I'm reminded of that movie with Julia Roberts where the wedding runner, like she would run from every wedding, and there was this one scene where she would say, my favorite style of eggs would be whoever I dated. If he liked poached, I like poached. If he liked them scrambled or sunny side up, I like them. Where we shape shift, back to shape shifting, right? To fit in these molds, to just be accepted or validated, and a lot of us come from backgrounds, because I'm not judging, like, listen, time out, I'm here to tell you, I can wear several of the trauma hats, right? And when you come from a background, and trigger warning, and I'll just be vulnerable, where you were parentified as a child, meaning you became the parent instead of the child. So now no longer your needs matter. The needs of the family and of the parents were more important than yours. So you learn to mask at a very young age, right? Then you put that child in acting and things of that nature, ironically enough, right? They become an expert at that, right? Holding in those wounds, covering them up, suffering in silence, right? Wallahi Deen, sometimes I look back and I know there's a God. I feel like Sophia right now. Oh, I know there's a God. When I see you, sincerely, right? Because there's no other way. If it would not been for the divinity within me, the oneness of divinity, this whole consciousness, and then my ancestors and guides, that I am sitting here before you, because this was me, literally. This was me suffering in silence. I remember many a nights where I would cry and muffle my mouth. That's how ingrained it was for me not to show emotion. Right? It was bad, which goes back, oh God, you're so good. Goddess, you're so good. It's only a problem if it's a problem for them. Right? So even meaning with that, taking from that previous interpretation to this one, my problems was never a problem. Every time I wanted to cry or expose my wounds, I was being too needy, too much, too clingy, complaining too much, too whiny. It was a problem for them, right? But when they wanted to unload their problems onto me, they needed to be attended to front and center, right? Theirs were important, not mine. And then I found myself in relationships like that with men who really acted that way towards me. You know what I mean? Well, it was women, but but it was a repetitive theme. You're too much. You talk too much, you do too much, you want too much, you expect too much. You complain too much, you whine too much, you cry too much. Everything was too much. Astaghfirullah, right? And my dreams felt broken, shattered, and one of my favorite poems, I think I can remember as far as like third, fourth grade, was Hold Fast to Dreams by Langston Hughes, which then interestingly enough, I went to Lincoln University, and anyway, that's a whole nother, but yeah, because if dreams go, life is a field buried in snow, barren, right? And these oracle cards are here to tell you, well, I didn't even see the words. So weeping wounds, you are not your wounds. Oh, wow, that's beautiful, right? We did go through those wounds. We did experience them. And I got scars to show, right? But I am not that scar. I am not that wound. That is something I went through, and alhamdulillah, hallelujah, right? I made it through. I am a living witness. So much so that I shine like a nice new penny and attract many others for the same. That's beautiful. That's freaking powerful, y'all. Then broken dreams. Only you can accept or reject your dreams, right? I've got the power. Right, my sister's calling me. She's ready to go for the walk. So yeah, it's time to wrap this up. But yeah, your dreams are not broken. I know they may seem like that, right? Because when we come to, I remember when I came to the realization in my 40s, and I'm like, wow, I felt like my life was over. And I felt like, what did I do now? I done wasted my life. Like, my dream is like, chick, you act like you're 90. And people even at 80 and 90 still graduating from school, doing different things. So, like, stop it. And then inner life. Your inner life is a garden to be cultivated, right? Not to be ran from. I know they told you that you was too much or that your wounds. No. That inner life, I just heard Biggie again. Yo, Biggie, I shall, brother. I love you. May you rest in peace, and thank you for coming so strong in this message. But I just heard I got a story to tell, right? We all have a story to tell. And if you don't tell your story, these people don't get delivered. Your story matters, right? You didn't just go through what you went through for no reason. It wasn't in vain. Is my in vain? No, of course not. It's not in vain, right? And that's it. I love y'all dearly. I hope and truly pray that, and I just heard it does, it will, even if it's one person, right? Yeah. That's my story, and I am being vulnerable and transparent and authentic enough to come here and share it with you in the hopes that this then inspires you to do the same. Now I'm thinking of the quote that we attribute to Nelson Mandela, interestingly enough, but it's really by Marianne Williamson in one of her books, where she says, don't dim your light, right? Because when you shine your light, you give others permission to do the same. Amen. On that note, Ashe, Amen, and Amen. Until next time. And you have a beautiful one. I don't care what happens, on purpose. Remember, you choose, you decide.